What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Cardano and just how high I think it can go in the short term as well as the bigger picture. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Alright, so we're starting off looking at Cardano here on the daily candlesticks, and you can see that we do have a bullish breakout of a bull flag. So we have a bit of a bull flag pattern here, and we broke bullish out of this pattern right here, and we are starting to see some nice bullish movement here on Cardano, which I expect to continue on the daily candlesticks. So watch for this daily candlestick to continue to go up and for continuation of this trend that we're starting to form here on the daily. I expect something like this, a pretty sharp recovery up through our local resistance and a break above $1 per coin. So that would be very bullish here on the daily candlesticks and lead us up towards a new local high and really start the uptrend in the bigger picture for us to go a lot higher here on Cardano. Now, if we zoom out a little bit more, that is pretty much a mini version of what's happening here on the daily if we're zoomed out. So zooming out a little bit more, we have another bull flag, which we broke bullish out of, and we're starting to see some upside as a result of that breakout right here. And I believe that this bull flag will also lead to a breakout up above our local resistance and continuation of the trend. So that breakout should take us up above $1.32. So not only do we have a bullish flag pattern zoomed in right here on the daily, but we also have a bigger bull flag on the daily candlesticks zoomed out over a longer period of time. So I see a bullish breakout coming above $1.32 right here and above $1 right here as a result of these bull flag patterns. Now, if we break above $1, we're definitely going to break above $1.32, very likely, which will take us to a new local resistance and the beginning of a new local high here across multiple years. So that would lead to a big bullish breakout here on the bigger picture, which we're going to talk about in just a second. As you can see, we have a nice rounded bottom here on Cardano in the bigger picture, especially if we continue to break out up above this local resistance at $1.33, $1.32, and a breakout above that level would really confirm that we have a nice rounded bottom here on Cardano. But we're already starting to see the early signs of a rounded bottom, so I believe we will continue to see continuation on this coin. So in the bigger picture, we have a pretty clear structure here from an Elliot wave perspective. So let's take our Elliot wave tool, have our wave 1 and wave 2 right here. And now we're starting our wave 3, which should take us up towards our old all-time high. In fact, we might break above our old all-time high in wave 3 here for Cardano. So that will be very exciting for us to get a big impulsive bullish breakout as a result of wave 1 and wave 2 completing and a wave 3 starting here pretty soon. Now, the other thing that we see here with Cardano is just how similar this market cycle is to early day Bitcoin. Now, you can see what I've done here is I've pulled up the Bitcoin chart over here on the right and kept Cardano over here on the left. And you can see just how similar this early day market cycle on Bitcoin is to our current cycle on Cardano. We really do see the same human psychology playing out over and over again in these markets. So Bitcoin did fully recover. It formed a very similar recovery pattern to what we're seeing currently on Cardano right now. And it did break out to a new all-time high and go vertical all the way to the moon. So I'm expecting something very similar here on Cardano to happen with a big vertical breakout, a big rounded bottom, a new all-time high, and a move that takes us all the way to the moon. Now, as you can see, Bitcoin went completely nuts after it broke above its old all-time high and skyrocketed all the way to the moon. So I do see something very similar coming for Cardano, with a huge bullish breakout taking us all the way to the moon in a very vertical move that gives us an opportunity to print money in our portfolios. As far as how to play this coin, the best thing you can do is to be accumulating as much as humanly possible while it's still undervalued in the bigger picture. Because once this thing takes off, it's going to skyrocket. A whole bunch of people will want to pile in all at once, and the risk to reward will not be nearly as good as it is right now. So you definitely want to buy early on before a big breakout happens, because once it does, it's going to go to the moon, and odds are you won't be able to catch up with it because it's just going to keep going higher and higher, and you'll be afraid of FOMO buying, or you'll end up buying the top. Now, $8.60 per Cardano is 10x from current price, and that would be right here. So I think it can easily 10x in value. It can probably go even higher than that. Realistically, if it follows the same path as Bitcoin, it could go a lot higher than 10x in value if it follows the same path that Bitcoin went. Which Bitcoin went all the way to the moon before it finally had a bear market. It did have a bit of a correction right here, but overall it went all the way to the moon, and it did way more than 10x per coin. So I think the sky really is the limit here for Cardano. We could go very high in the bigger picture and blow a lot of people away and make a lot of people very rich. So yeah, that's my views on Cardano. I see big things coming. It's very easy for us to go parabolic on this coin. I think 10 times per Cardano is going to happen extremely easily, and I believe we could go a lot higher than that. We could go completely to the moon. This thing could hit who knows how high. It could hit $20, $30. It could go crazy. So just don't limit yourself on how high this thing could go. Just make sure that you have a plan for taking profits once it starts going to the moon, and make sure that you don't miss out on getting some right now. So yeah, that's my update on Cardano. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. And as always, stay profitable out there.